me rice without no stew. You can't come give me the accuracy to a real ragamuffin like me. Because we're pretty like a flower, but we're militant.
Always catching me off guard. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Bright Tuesday morning to each and every one of you joining us this morning. It is Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. Hope everybody's having a splendid morning, a peaceful morning, a morning not filled with so much anxiety. Hopefully everybody's, almost relaxed. Almost is the operative word. Good morning to those of you joining us on the GBN Television Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, GBN channel 7, 11, and 20, and of course the loyal listeners, Classic 105.5, 105.9. Special good morning to all the bus drivers across the nation tuned in to Classic this morning. Happy that you're tuned in and keeping your passengers entertained. Hopefully most of you, if not all, have already started to implement the coronavirus disinfectant kit, making sure that your passengers stay safe and healthy. I saw a few bus drivers on the news last night saying what they would be doing, so hopefully everybody would implement those measures. Yes. Good morning to all the folks joining us across the region: Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Antigua, Anguilla, Dominica, Barbados, Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, Puerto Rico, St. Martin, St. Bart's, Anguilla, Bermuda, Curacao, Aruba, Guyana, Dominican Republic, St. Martin, I said St. Martin already, both French and Dutch. Good morning, everybody. Those of you joining us internationally: US, Canada, Switzerland, Sweden, Germany, Australia, Switzerland, Belgium, United Kingdom, Spain, North and South Korea, Japan, China, Iran, Afghanistan, Bahrain. Wherever you are this morning, hope everybody is staying safe and obeying the measures highlighted by your respective governments. A lot of countries are under lockdown. Hopefully everybody is, doing their best to stay COVID-free. That's the term, COVID-free, coronavirus-free. Let's get it started as usual on Good Morning Grenada with the word of the day. And this morning's word of the day is muzz. Muzz, M-U-Z-Z or M-U-Z-Z, muzz. It's a verb which means to confuse someone or make someone muzzy. To confuse. It is only fitting that the etymology of the verb muzz, to confuse, is itself obscure. Most authorities connect muzz with the adjective muzzy or confused, lazy, mentally dull, but muzzy itself has no reliable etymology. Other authorities connect muzz with the verb muse, which means to think or meditate in silence. Muzz entered English in the 18th century. An example of the use of the word: I must have sufficiently muzzed you with my singular critique upon poor injured honest John. Another example of the use of the word: with a very heavy cold on me which muzzed my head and a mass of work by day, I have been very far from comfortable. The word of the day this morning, muzz, M-U-Z-Z or M-U-Z-Z. It's a verb which means to confuse someone or make someone muzzy. Okay? And this morning's coronavirus health tip of the day: check to make sure you have at least 30 days supply of your prescription medications and have other health supplies on hand, including pain relievers, stomach remedies, cough and cold medicines, fluids with electrolytes, and vitamins. Very important. Those of you who depend on daily medication, ensure that you have at least a 30-day supply. We're stocking up on toilet paper and forgetting possibly about our medication that would actually keep us alive and healthy as well. So remember your tip today: check to make sure you have at least a 30-day supply of your prescription medication and other health supplies on hand. Let's see what's celebrated today. Not a lot, but one that stands out, but I'll start with things that are possibly foreign to us. Today it is St. Patrick's Day or St. Paddy's Day. It kicks off a worldwide celebration that is known as the Feast of St. Patrick. On March 17th, many will wear green in honor of the Irish and decorate with shamrocks. It's St. Patrick's Day. Today it is also World Social Work Day. Celebrated on the third Tuesday in March, recognizes the hard work and dedication of social workers. Special good morning to all our social workers. I am expecting a an interview this morning with the president of the association. It would be done, I'm making up a word here, telephonically. Telephonically over the phone under this new dispensation of social distances. We're making a few changes here on Good Morning Grenada, so I will facilitate the brief interview via telephonically this morning. And today it is also Corned Beef and Cabbage Day. Corned Beef and Cabbage Day. It coincides with St. Patrick's Day around the world. It is a salt-cured beef product, traditional Irish corned beef and cabbage recipes. Corned beef is a whole vibe, you know. Not necessarily the corned beef they're referring to. You know, they're talking about the real sliced ones. I'm talking about the ones in the tin. Corned beef is a whole vibe, you know. Corned beef and macaroni, corned beef and rice, corned beef and spaghetti. They used to call it a struggle meal, but it's a comfort meal, eh? Corned beef is a whole vibe. I think I'll cook that when I reach home today. Okay. Let me don't talk about food. Girlfriend hungry. All right. Quite a few things happening to let you know about. First up, there is a virtual town hall meeting carded for this Thursday. The public is invited to join the live broadcast, not at the venue, but online. I repeat, not at the venue, and they're not calling us to congregate physically, just online. The broadcast will be facilitated from the Grenada Trade Center on Thursday, commencing at 7 p.m. The event will be facilitated by the Ministry of Health with 5 members of the COVID-19 task force. Doctors and other health professionals will be on hand to answer public's question. You can register on Facebook, Health Grenada. I'm not sure if that's the actual Ministry of Health Facebook page. I will double check. You can register if you want to be part of the in-studio audience, or if you want to be a part of the virtual audience. Yes, it's the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. Just go onto the Facebook page. There should be a live made available there. I am making the assumption here that most of our local television stations and so on will be sharing the live as well. I will speak to my boss and ensure that the GBN Television Facebook page will carry it as well. I know it's also time for the news, so we'll see how we can work that out for Thursday, God willing. But just take note, link up with the Ministry of Health's Facebook page on Thursday from 7 p.m. for the virtual town hall meeting on COVID-19. Also, to let you know, as our students are home, some schools are making arrangements to facilitate work for our students. One of them being the South St. George Government School, and they are asking parents, let me double check the information, they are asking parents of students in grades 1 to 5 to come to the school to collect work for your children, or your children, or warden? Is warden? Ward. Your ward. Children or ward. 1 to 5, visit the school from 12 noon to 3 p.m. to collect work plans for the 2 weeks that the students will be home. So parents of the students of South St. George, 12 noon to 3 p.m., visit the school. Classes with WhatsApp communications are asked not to come. The work will be sent via that medium. So if you're not in a WhatsApp group for South St. George, go to the school 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. to collect work for your students to do for the next 2 weeks. St. Joseph's Convent Grenville is also making that arrangement as well. Packages are being provided for the different subject areas for students in Forms 1, 2, and 3. So parents are asked to collect them at the school today from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. So parents of students at St. Joseph's Convent Grenville, collect your Form 1, 2, or 3 students' work from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. What else? Something else was happening. The Integrity Commission has announced the postponement of declaration filing for members of the RGPF, which was scheduled for today. It has been postponed until further notice, so officers take note. The declaration has been postponed. And generally, let me just say there are a number of activities that are postponed and cancelled. There are a number of businesses as well that have implemented new rules and regulations going forward in this new dispensation, as I put it. So if you have to go to a organization, I suggest you make a call first to verify the arrangements being put in place. Some businesses have closed their doors. Others, such as banks and so on, have advised to use your virtual means to access your information in the banks. So just double check before you leave home for the people who have closed their doors, who have implemented new rules and so on as we go forward in keeping Grenada COVID-19 free. I have run out of time to say anything else. It's time to get ready for the news. No time for fast facts. Those of you on radio, we'll bring you the morning edition of news, and those of you on television, highlights of last evening's newscast. This is Good Morning Grenada. It is 14 minutes to 7. Let's get right into the news. Stick and stay. Good Morning Grenada, Classic, and the GBN.
Good evening from the Grenada Broadcasting Network. I'm Kenroy Batiste.
And I am Beverly Telesford. Government has implemented a ban on all cruise ships. In a press release just a while ago, the government said due to the widespread transmission of COVID-19, effective immediately, passengers will not be able to disembark from any cruise ship on the shores of Grenada until further notice. The statement explained that this is part of government's ongoing efforts to ensure that the state of Grenada is protected as much as possible from contracting and spreading COVID-19. It added that given the fluidity of the global COVID-19 pandemic, all air travel and cruise ship advisories are subject to change as more information becomes available.
Well, Grenadian health officials are trying to find people who might have been in contact with a British woman who has now tested positive for COVID-19. Late last week, health officials in St. Lucia alerted health officials here that the woman turned up in St. Lucia after a one-week stay in Grenada. The woman tested positive while in St. Lucia. Rena Pear has this report.
St. Lucia's Chief Medical Officer Sharon Belmer George said the person who tested positive while on that island had initially travelled from Gatwick, London to Grenada on British Airways on February 29th. The visitor spent 1 week in Grenada and travelled to St. Lucia on the 7th of March, again on British Airways. Coordinator of Grenada's COVID-19 committee, Dr. George Mitchell, says the local health authorities have set the contact tracing protocol in place since receiving the report from St. Lucia.
As far as I know, our epidemiologist and our team is following up on that St. Lucia case that was in Grenada. I am not certain, as we speak now, that the case from Trinidad is sort of like undergoing the same scrutiny.
According to Belmer George, the 63-year-old woman arrived with a group from the United Kingdom on March 7th and checked into a resort in St. Lucia. While at the resort, the patient developed respiratory problems and went to a medical facility on March 11th. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
10 of the 30-plus test kits for COVID-19 returned negative for the virus. More kits are expected as health officials pray against a large outbreak of COVID-19 to challenge health facilities. We get more in this report.
Coordinator of Grenada's COVID-19 committee, Dr. George Mitchell, told the GBN government has ordered more test kits for the coronavirus as the small quantity on hand depletes.
Well, we have close to 35 or more test kits available at the moment. Thus far, we've used and sent 10 to CARFER, and we have some in VIA to CARFER for testing, and we are ramping that number up. And we have put in an order for over 300 more. How soon these will be available, I cannot tell you at this moment. And you were told by the minister as well that we are trying to get our own PCR machine that would enable us to do our own testing. So that is also being actively pursued.
In terms of medical supplies, Dr. Mitchell remains satisfied that there are adequate supplies on island in the event of an outbreak of COVID-19 within reasonable amount.
We have done some modeling, and God forbid that we have a massive outbreak. I don't think any system could handle a massive outbreak 10, 20-fold, 30-fold, 40-fold the capacity. No system can undergo that. But we are sort of like modeled that if we come down with a relatively small number of cases that we are able to manage. And that is the reason why we're basically trying to ramp up our facilities or capacities to be able to deal with larger numbers of persons.
The coordinator of Grenada's COVID-19 committee says a large outbreak of the virus will pose a serious challenge for healthcare.
But I would not come on radio here and say that we are in a position to do so. I don't think no country in the world, if they have massive amount of cases, can do so. Likewise, Grenada is in the same position. But we are trying. We are, trying to retrofit. We are trying to bring in equipment, etc., as well as medical personnel to be able to manage as best as we possibly can.
Grenada remains COVID-19 free as 10 tests done returns negative for the virus. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
While eyes are fixed on preparations in the event of an outbreak of COVID-19 in the country, the Ministry of Health has been pushed to ask people to discredit misinformation circulating on social media. The latest report being denied by government surrounds a flight at the Maurice Bishop International Airport last Friday. We get more in this report.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele says that contrary to reports circulating in Grenada, the passengers on a private aircraft that landed at the Maurice Bishop International Airport last Friday did not originate from China, nor did it visit any of the COVID-19 hotspots that have been flagged by the Grenada Airport Authority. A press release issued by Minister Steele says, and I quote, "A private plane landed. None of the individuals on board have been to the hotspots or countries on our travel restriction list within the last 14 days, unquote. He said that all the passengers were screened by port health workers before they received the approval to enter Grenada by an immigration officer, as is done with other passengers from other aircraft. However, Minister Steele did not provide specific details, stating that in-depth information lies with the Grenada Airport Authority. Tony Julian, GBN News.
St. George's University says it's not goodbye, but see you as soon as the pandemic clears. The university has responded to questions about why its students were ordered to leave, even while there were no reports of the COVID-19 in Grenada. GBN's Joseph Kador reports.
The lines were endless as students of St. George's University took advantage of arrangements made to get them off the island. With the students leaving in droves, the tarmac at the Maurice Bishop International Airport had probably seen its busiest day since it was opened 36 years ago. The university's chancellor said that the transfer of students from Grenada is in keeping with best practices and guidelines being encouraged by global health organizations and are followed by universities worldwide. He assured the Grenadian people that the flights of overseas students on the weekend was done with Grenada's best interests in mind.
No one knows how long this pandemic will last, so it is imperative that we do our part to reduce density in Grenada and free up resources for those who need it most. SGU will not direct students to return to Grenada until it is safe for normal life to resume, and any action we take will always be done in collaboration with Grenada's Ministry of Health.
Chancellor Mordecai has assured all stakeholders that the university remains committed to Grenada.
I am proud to tell you that SGU has gone through challenging events in the past with the intervention of '83 and the hurricane of 2004, and in each of these instances, throughout whatever crisis we have faced, we knew we would be coming back. Grenada is our home, and this university will always have its students come back to our home. Each time we were bigger and better and more committed than ever after arriving back on the island. Our relationship with the government of Grenada and the people are strong and continues to be fortified throughout the years, especially during these challenging times. I therefore assure you that you have a dependable ally, time-proven in other crises, in combating this current crisis. And SGU will continue to stand with the people and the government of Grenada, as we always have done. We are all in this together.
Chancellor Mordecai's full address will be broadcast on GBN television immediately following this newscast. Joseph Kador, GBN News.
We're back. Last week's departure of St. George's University students and flight cancellations are adversely affecting the hotel and tourism industry. A bleak picture is being painted for the hotel and tourism industry as international airlines are forced to scale back operations and countries close their borders. Operator of True Blue Bay Resort, Ross Fielding, says the sector is beginning to feel the pinch.
Okay. Well, currently all hotels, to the best of my knowledge, are receiving massive cancellations. I don't know the exact numbers because it changes from day to day. But I know most hotels by the end of this week or the beginning of next week, there's very, very few people will be staying there. So this is a very, very serious problem for the industry, and by reasoning, it's a very, very serious situation for the island because with SGU having left the island and the hotel sector, the hospitality sector in absolute disarray, we are in a very, very serious situation.
Fielding is also the first vice president of the Grenada Hotel and Tourism Association. He notes the trends within the U.S. and Europe, where people are putting a hold on travel in keeping with restrictions imposed by governments. He says this would have negative repercussions for workers in Grenada's hotel sector.
I haven't heard of any workers being sent home yet, but it's going to happen. I mean, hotels can't keep paying people to sit around and look at their elbows. So, by the end of this month, when most of the airlines will be stopped flying by then, there will be no work. So, yeah, I mean, it won't be just the workers sent home. It'll be everybody be sent home, unless the government step in and provide some sort of stimulation, which I can't see happening.
Public transportation is the most viable means of transportation people use to commute to and from their workplaces and conduct business on a daily basis. During the Prime Minister's COVID-19 address to the nation last Friday, he advised people to avoid the use of public transportation unless it is necessary to do so. GBN's Chrislina John was in the capital city, St. George's, engaging bus operators on the much-talked-about coronavirus and how it is impacting them.
Grenada's Bus Association is one of the first associations to have taken proactive measures, and that is as a means of protecting passengers, driver and conductor from the spread of the coronavirus. Now today we caught up with some of these drivers whilst waiting in line as to some of the measures that they have put in place, and as you can see, some of the conductors are wearing gloves. Drivers spoke to us as to the sanitization of their bus seats on a regular basis, more than they would have done normally. We first caught up with President of the Grenada's Bus Owners Association, Derek McKenzie, who informed us that they are aware of the sensitive nature of the issue at hand.
Sometime last month we had a meeting, we met with our members. We informed our members as to how serious this corona is. We would have had, we disseminate information to them in terms of how to go about cleaning and the surfaces and so on. Friday last, we distributed, the association would have made purchases of the spray bottles and detergents and cleaning and disinfectants and so on, and we would have distributed to all of our members. We called an emergency meeting and we would have distributed to all of our members.
Another meeting with the executive has been scheduled earlier earlier this afternoon to determine the way forward as they continue to follow developments and prepare to take further action if necessary. For some drivers, regular cleaning is the norm.
Some of the measures I took, we have our sanitizer, we have our disinfectant spray, we also have our wipes and some bleach and some water and thing, We have our gloves, to protect our hands so that we won't touch our faces and thing, right?
Sanitizing is one of the normal procedures that we do. When we clean out, we mop out, we use disinfectant, we wipe with the disinfectant, the buses inside out. So it's something normal. So we just have to continue to practice and make sure that everything is properly clean.
For one bus driver, the decline in the number of passengers was evident on Monday morning. Looking at the economic impact, he is hopeful that some consideration be given to those who are liable to financial institutions given the present situation.
This morning we could have seen the decline because the school children not traveling, and the people who travel is just people who have to go to work, really. Or somebody have to come and pick up items. So some of the trips you carry will come down with 4, 5 people. Affect us financially because what we will be owning, especially if you owe any institutions, I hope they probably will be looking to, if it continues, to put something in place to really help with the situation, even with your payments, maybe cut it down a bit or probably tell you pay half until things improve. So it will affect us significantly.
Christina John, GBN News.
Well, some vendors in the St. George's Market Square have implemented measures to protect themselves and their customers in the event of a COVID-19 outbreak in Grenada.
And as you can see, my sign states clearly that the coronavirus is real. Cough in your elbow, avoid crowds, use hand sanitizers, no unnecessary traveling, absolutely no handshaking. These are the things that could stop the epidemic. I have already stopped people from coming inside of the shop. So there's a barrier there, so unless you're looking for something that you have to actually come and touch, you can't come inside of the shop. We are starting to tell them that to keep a distance of at least 3 feet. They have people that have gotten vexed with me because I said that, but I tell them that no, that it's called how did they say keep your distance?
I try to just do what's required, just the natural stuff. You wash your hands daily, and you put the proper things in your body. I try to do those things anyhow. I believe in an alkaline body. I believe diseases can't attack an alkaline body. So I'm drinking a lot of lemon water, ginger, cayenne, and I live by moringa.
So basically, all these precautions and so is things that I normally would do. Fruits and vegetables, vitamin A, C, E, D. I normally would cleanse my kidneys, my urinary tract, bladder, and so. And then I would replenish myself with overall vitamins because the red blood cell helps and repairs the white blood cell.
All right, the vendors also outlined some of their concerns of COVID-19 and how the spread of the virus can affect their families.
Well, my concerns for COVID-19 right now is that I find that us Grenadians, we're not taking it serious because I'm watching people still cough in their hand, I'm watching people still hug, I'm watching people still handshake, and a lot of people, they're not taking it serious because they find that they're young and they're healthy, but what they don't know is that they could take this thing home to their mother, they could take this thing home to their grandparents, they could take this thing home to their child. So what we need to do is do more of a prevention.
Kids, I'm really concerned about kids because kids have no fear. And then you would be hugging your kids, you would be kissing your kids, you live in the environment. So even just drinking in the same glass and things like that, this is what my main concern, my fear is about the kids.
All right, before the break, this evening on Beyond the Headlines with Odette Campbell, the COVID-19 pandemic is forcing nations around the globe to close schools and some offices, cancel international events, restrict travel, and introduce social distancing. Panelists will speak on measures implemented locally and abroad in response to the virus and what strategies should be taken to cope with the threat. They are Dr. George Mitchell, coordinator of the COVID-19 Committee, Shauna Cuffey, clinical counselor, Ministry of Education. Also via Skype, Dr. G. Richard Olds, president of St. George's University, Stetson Babb, Starcom Barbados, Sharon Hamilton, TV6 Trinidad, and Milton Walker, RJR Jamaica. We're live. Precautionary measures undertaken to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in Grenada will soon impact grieving families. You see, religious leaders and funeral directors on Monday met and discussed matters relating to the spread of COVID-19 and made some decisions that will change normal practices. Reverend Dr. Osbert James, OBE, spoke to GBN about the decisions made.
Effective Wednesday, 18th March 2020, all funerals will be private, whether held in a church or mosque or at the graveside. Funeral services, whether held in the morning or afternoon, will not be longer than half an hour in duration, and there will be no procession. The funeral directors will be responsible for determining with the families what is to happen before the body of the deceased is brought to the church. At all times during the service and interment of the body, a physical distance of no less than 6 feet is to be maintained. The above decision was taken as a preventative measure. However, should there be an outbreak in the country, the directives from the government of Grenada will supersede the foregoing.
The poultry sector is doing its part in ensuring its farmers maintain and conduct their proper hygienic practices during their daily operations. Amid fears of COVID-19, which has entered the Caribbean region, and its effects on travel and the movement of goods regionally and internationally, food security continues to be a major issue. Local poultry production has seen an increase in recent months. However, many are concerned about the quality as well as continued supply in the face of the pandemic. Jared Joseph has the details on the steps the Poultry Association is implementing.
As the government continues to prepare for the impact of COVID-19 locally, so too is the Grenada Association of Poultry Producers. Precautionary measures as it relates to poultry are one of the main standpoints being promoted by the association. President of the association, Jason Phillip, is reassuring the public that poultry production will continue as normal.
We have had no indication from our farmers or from any of our affiliates who supply us with inputs for our farms that there will be any disruption that will cause for us to not have production as normal. So I want to reassure the general public that our poultry farmers will be producing the quality meats and the quality eggs that you have become so accustomed to, and by all indications everything would be normal where that is concerned.
He, however, adds that preventative and precautionary measures supported by the guidelines from the Ministry of Health are also being followed.
In farming, generally there are procedures which are called biosecurity procedures. Over the years, our farmers have been a bit laxed on the use of the biosecurity measures, and at this point we're asking as the association that farmers reinstall and become very invigorated in getting their biosecurity measures for their farms put back in place. Those measures include what we call foot baths, where you have disinfectant and you trod through them before going into the farm.
Mr. Phillip reiterates that poultry farmers are expected to wash or sanitize their hands before entering the farms, and is also urging the general public to avoid surprise visits to poultry farms.
you are to announce your presence by making a phone call. Call the farmer and ensure that they are aware of you coming so that they can prepare for you getting there. We want to also highlight that within the farming community, we do recognize that there's a significant percentage of our farmers which are mature individuals, persons who can become very susceptible and who can be very vulnerable towards the COVID-19 virus. And we are asking the general public as well as our farmers to be very mindful of this and to follow the instructions that are given by the Ministry of Health.
The association president says their official stance is that poultry farmers are to follow the instructions of the Ministry of Health. I am Gerald Joseph for GBN News.
All right, time for this evening's GBN ISAW. Compliments Clear Vision Eye Center.
Tonight's ISAW features a long line of students of the St. George's University at the Maurice Bishop International Airport as they head back to their countries, an option given to them by SGU in a release last week. You can send in your photo and video submissions via our social media platforms.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Whenever we're faced with difficulties, we find comfort in those we know and trust. This is especially true when a loved one has died.
Welcome to Otway Bailey Funeral Home.
For over 100 years, Otway Bailey Funeral Home has helped families celebrate the lives of their loved ones with compassion and dignity. Our affordability, attention to detail, warm and caring staff has contributed us being the funeral home of choice for official and state funerals. We treat you as we would treat our own family. All of our services are designed to help you get through one of the most personal and challenging stages of life, whether it's planning a funeral, joining our burial society, or pre-arrangements. You can be assured of the Otway Bailey commitment to consistently provide the most caring and professional service possible with the best options and price. So call us 440-2558 or visit our website otwaybaileyfuneralhome.org.
At Otway Bailey, we offer the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatments. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont, St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Feel good facts.
Remember, if you have flu symptoms, do the right thing and stay at home to avoid giving it to others. Remember, you can be infectious up to a week after developing symptoms, so rest up and take it easy.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Imagine having more money in your pocket every month. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've been thinking of. Imagine investing in yourself through education, land ownership, or even a business venture. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union get you on your way with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Consolidate your debts, get better terms on your mortgage, use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. One lucky member will get 0% on their loan for the first year. For more information, call 440-1354. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is 18 and a half minutes after 7 this morning. Thank you so much, those of you just joining us, just getting out of bed. Those of you that have been with us since the start of the show, happy that you stuck right here. Classic 105.5, 105.9, GBN Channel 7, 11, and 20, the GBN Television Facebook page, and the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. This morning, I have a telephone guest with me. She is the President of the Grenada Association of Social Workers. Like I said earlier, today it is International Social Workers Day. She's joining us via telephone. Good morning to Mrs. Kalisha Purcell-Charles. Morning, Mrs. Charles.
Hi, good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Blossom.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. It's World Social Work Day today.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Charles, and for joining us. So as we recognize Workers' Day, tell me first of all the theme this year and how the association is celebrating.
Well, the theme this year is promoting the importance of human relationships. We had several things planned to celebrate for this entire week, but due to what is happening in the world, we had to withdraw from this event for safety purposes. And so we're not doing as much as we should, but we're definitely individually spreading the word about social work.
What's the significance of the theme? What does it mean for the association?
Well, it means a lot for the association, but it means a lot for social workers worldwide. It's funny that, and I shouldn't even say funny, but it's interesting that the theme this year is the importance of promoting the importance of human relationships, because right now we're facing a global pandemic, and it has caused social distancing, and that is mandated by our government for right reasons. However, we have to understand, even when we distance ourselves socially, we have to try our best to remain connected, right? Because it's important for us to continue to build relationships as human beings. So this theme comes at a time when we need human connection more than any time before, So it's just an amazing theme that has presented itself in a time where we just have to be reminded as individuals to stay connected.
Tell me more about the work of social workers here in Grenada, maybe some of the strides that have been made by the association over the years.
Well, the association has been around for many, many years, and we have always been advocates to the marginalized, to vulnerable populations, to children, to the elderly. I mean, we try our best to support persons as best as we can. We try to live by our core values in terms of dignity and worth and human rights and social change. So we have always supported persons at the association. We continue to encourage persons to reach out to the association so we can continue to be advocates for our Grenadian people.
What would you say has maybe been the biggest challenge of the association over the years in doing its work?
Well, I believe that one of the challenges that we face is collaboration. As an association, we have a strong desire to continue to collaborate, but we have faced challenges in terms of not being able to, and not on our path, not because of us, but we have definitely reached out to other agencies, other stakeholders to collaborate, but it's just not sufficient. We are living in a society that's faced with a lot of societal challenges and social issues and concerns and questions and problems. And we just feel as an association that we need to collaborate, we need to join together and try to mitigate, try to lessen on some of the issues that we're having in our country. But it's not happening the way that we want it to happen. We're not sure exactly why, but I can tell you that we continue to reach out and continue to encourage our stakeholders and our peers to come together and collaborate. And I'm hoping that this will improve as time goes on.
And I know the new dispensation, social distances, has put a damper on your activities to commemorate the day, but any way that you think the social workers in Grenada will be able to virtually possibly come together to commemorate the day?
Well, with this restraints, I'm not sure exactly what we can do, but to using our social media to encourage persons, to let them know that we're still there, that we're still supporting them, that they can reach out in other ways, that encourage our society to lessen on the panic and to try their best to stay connected to each other and support each other. Yes, we're living in a situation right now that's not what we want, but we can still connect using different forums. So let's not lose that human connection and let's support each other, not just today, but every day as we get through these tough times.
And how would you be able to carry out your work with the social distancing and knowing that you have to keep in touch with the people that you're responsible for?
Well, we will have to, I guess, move to an online platform. I mean, worldwide, mental health professionals are going into telebehavioral health care, platforms where they're able to speak to clients or patients or persons on an online platform. So that is the direction that we're moving. In my opinion, it's not the best direction, but it's definitely a direction that we are moving towards because of things that are happening worldwide.
And thank you so much for joining us, Mrs. Purser Charles. Any final words as we celebrate and commemorate World Social Workers Day, Social Work Day?
Well, I just want to encourage young people that are in search of a career, remind them that we are in a society that really have a lot of trials, have a lot of challenges. And I encourage them to get involved in social work, to get the proper training and education in social work, and see how they can really help this nation move forward with our mental health issues, our social issues. I would ask persons in Grenada to just let our association know when they've been feeling oppressed or they've been oppressed or they've been marginalized or there is some sort of injustice. Let us know so we can advocate and we can stand up for you. What else can I say? That we stay connected as best as we can and we move forward as a nation. And I encourage all social workers to come together and build greater relationships so we can create a world of peace. I wish all social workers in Grenada and around the world a happy Social Work Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mrs. Percy-Charles. Have a good one.
All right, thank you.
That was President of the Grenada Association of Social Workers, Kalisha Purcell-Charles, telling us about not activities, but as they commemorate World Social Work Day today, March 17th. Stick and stay to Classic and the GBN. When we come back, we get into this morning's topic of the day. What is the best way to get over a breakup? Stick and stay 105.5. We'll be right back.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatment. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses. We're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters. To really know who I am, you must look at the plays that I've written over the past 30 years, because they reflect hard work, discipline, and my inner beliefs. Now, these values were shaped by my earlier bringings, because I was always curious about my roots and my identity as a Caribbean man. Now, I'm a good listener, and K105 has always been a great source of education and entertainment. Now, while the station name may have changed over the years, it has always provided valuable information which enabled me as a playwright to document and to celebrate our history, our behavior, and our achievements. K105 is my choice. It's the national station.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is 7:30 on the dot. 7:30 on the DOT, 105.5. Under this new dispensation of social distancing, we're introducing a new format, encouraging participation from our viewers and listeners with a topic of the day. And before the break, I told you what the topic of the day is. What is the best way to get over a breakup? 435-2041 is the number to call and weigh in. Share maybe your tricks and skills of how you've gotten over a bad breakup, a good breakup, or any way that you can advise people looking back at it. This is what you should have done. Share with us. There are people who are going through it. This is a topic that somebody actually asked me personally, so I thought I'd ask my viewers and listeners. 435-2041. What is the best way to get over a breakup? You can also send in your suggestions, comments, on the WhatsApp. It's also 435-2041, but please do not voice or video call the WhatsApp. We cannot take those calls. Do not send any voice notes as well to the WhatsApp. Only written messages, please and thank you. And that way I would share them with our viewers and listeners, our audience, and tell them what you suggest. The best way to get over a breakup. You can also send in your comments, your suggestions on the GBN Television Facebook page or the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. What is the best way to get over a breakup? Somebody said, let me rephrase it. Alcohol. I'm sure many of you would be able to decipher exactly which alcohol, but they say alcohol. This is not for the underage. To anybody under 21, this answer is not for you. The best way to get over a breakup. Somebody says chocolate. That's a female. Somebody on the WhatsApp says chocolate. I tend to agree with the chocolate part. Chocolate can do many things. Joy, sadness, anger. Chocolate should be a superfood. What is the best way to get over a breakup? 435-2041 is the number to call and share with us this morning on this morning's topic of the day. Let me check the social media. Good morning to Trinidad. Trinidad logged on this morning. Caracou, big up the Sister Isles this morning. Before we get deeper into it, a birthday greeting this morning. Happy 9th birthday, I believe, 9th, to Bradley Bola of Paradise in St. Andrew, coming from Grandma and Granddad. They want you to have a splendid day today. Let me go to the phone lines. What is the best way to get over a breakup? Good morning. Good morning. Hallie? Okay, not hearing that one. 435-2041. What is the best way to get over a breakup? Somebody says alcohol. Somebody says chocolate. Somebody says always try and occupy yourself in positive work. Always try and occupy yourself in positive work. They say distraction helps. Distract yourself in positive work. Positivity. Something that can lift your spirits. Somebody says music always helps. It depends on the kind of music, you know. There are people who listen sad music in sad times and make themselves more sad.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
The best way to get over a breakup is to take it to the Lord in prayer.
Amen.
He will help you get through whatever you're going through. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Amen. In good and bad times, in sadness and happiness and joy, the answer is the Lord. The Lord. I like that. Take it to the Lord in prayer. What is the best way to get over a breakup? Somebody on the WhatsApp says, try to make up. Make up with the same person you just broke up with? Try to make up. It depends, and I suppose it's a bad breakup. Lord, what is the best way to get over a breakup? Good morning.
Good morning, Brenda.
Blossom, morning.
I was going to say the same thing.
Which one?
Get up and pray together.
Okay, that's a good idea. Together with the person you just break up with?
Together, yes.
But suppose it's a bad breakup?
It's a bad breakup? Well, just leave him and go.
Leave him and
go. Forget about him.
Okay. That easier said than done sometimes. Easier said than done. Thank you.
I did it. I married for 50 years the other day.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats. Have a good one.
Yes, dear.
All right. All right, the best way to get over a breakup. Let me go back by the social media. Be the first one to apologize, even if you think you are correct. Pray about the situation together. But we break up. We ain't vexing all you. We break up. Like, let me see. What did he do? He cheated on me. Or we just ain't getting along. Or, money issues is one of the major causes of breakup. He ain't paying the bills. This is not my situation, I'm just saying. Okay? He ain't paying the bills. How do I get over the breakup? Good morning.
Morning, greetings, Blossom.
Good morning, greetings.
Yeah, breakup. Well, I think breakup is to fix up, and how you should do that, I think one of our best friends is a pen, and if you could sit down and write out the problem, what caused the breakup, and how you could fix it, I think that problem could be solved. Because when you can see in your eyes in written words, then we could sit down and discuss it. I think that is a good way to really settle yourself within that stressful moment. Give thanks, my dear.
Give thanks. I like it. That's a good point. When you could see the problems, you could address it. That's a good point. Thank you. Give thanks. All right, let's see what's the social media buzzing. Good morning. Hold on just now. I'll slip it in just now. Somebody says the best way to get over a breakup is to sleep over it. Sleep is a good remedy for some things. But when I wake up, I might remember the breakup. Oh, but sleep fixes things. Good morning.
Good morning, Jess.
Good morning.
How is everybody so far?
So far, everybody is good.
Well,
nice.
To me, it's the best breakup to make up. The best person to adjudicate that is the master bedroom. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the master. He helps you out in good and bad times. Learning to accept and respect the situation for what it is. Sometimes it's important to love people enough to see them happy without you. Ooh, that's deep. Love people enough to see them happy without you. That should help you get over it, knowing that you're not the one. I'm not the one for you. You're not the one for me. Be happy somewhere else. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm taking the program. It's a very interesting program.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think the best way for making up, you see, communication is very important. And once that two party has a way of communicating with each other, they could reason over the matter, and try to patch up the little brooks and build it again, and I think they will have a strong relationship. That's my point.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice communication. In good times and bad times, communication is key. Whether you break up to make up or break up to done for good, communicate. Don't walk away with the heaviness on your shoulder at all. The best way to get over a breakup is to go and take a walk and relax your brain. When you're walking and relaxing the brain, you think of all kinds of things, Somebody says, don't stay home and sulk. Go out and socialize. That's a nice, good one. Friends help you get over a lot of things. Let's see. What is the best way to get over a breakup? 435-2041. Whether it's to fix the breakup or walk away for good. Somebody says the best way to get over a breakup is to give yourself time and be the best you can be, so the next time your ex sees you, he would be sorry. A lot of women do that, The next time he sees me, he should be wondering, boy, I lead a girl, boy, or I let a girl get away. What if you have men that do that? Men, do you think when you've broken up with a girl, do you think next time she sees me, she should be sorry? I know women do it. Do men do it? Men are a kind of creature, Anything is possible with the species. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Not bad.
Nice. What's the best way to get over a breakup?
Well, the best way to get over a breakup, you have to have Christ in your life. With Christ, He is the answer. He is the way, He is the truth, and He's light. He's shining you in. Without Him in your life is worth nothing. You always have to have good thoughts in your mind. Otherwise, it's no good. That I know from self experiences. Bye-bye. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you. You do the same. Christ in your life. They say when you light the candles during your wedding, one for you, one for him, the one in the middle is Christ. I think there's a rope tying thing too as well. Signifies the same thing. Without Christ in your relationship, problems in the dance. Somebody on WhatsApp says the best way to get over a breakup is to move on as soon as possible. Time heals everything. The sooner you let go, the better in the long run. move on as soon as possible? Move on with somebody else, I should ask? Or move on as in forgive and forget? Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom.
How are you?
Pretty good. You made the comment, but you asked the question, sorry, but then you made the comment that we ain't vex. So then you have to explain to me what do we mean by breaking up in order for me to respond.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. All right, I get what you're saying. It could be any breakup. It could be breakup for a while or breakup forever. How do you get over breaking up for a while? Some people say communication, writing down the issues and talking it over, which is communication, or breaking up forever. Somebody says take time for yourself, take a walk and relax. Any breakup. Breakup for a day, breakup for a week, breakup for a lifetime. How to get over a breakup, or should I say a pause in a relationship and a complete breakup. Let me go back by the phone lines. Good morning.
Morning, Blossom. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Nice.
So the breaking up with men and women or a family. You don't run into someone too quick. Some people are women, as they have a friend, they're going together for years. Because they break up for 2 days. Me and he, we done. They gone with the next man. Don't do that. You don't go in too fast. You give it some time, 2-3 months, wait, and the man will come back to you. Just pray that friend you love so much that will come back into your life. But you don't run into a new one too early. Wait. Take some time off. And don't take in a new life too quick. So that the one you have wear out for a little while. You see that person coming back. When you still love him, you have him still in your heart. If you have love, that love never go. So if you love someone, when they go away from you, you don't run into another one too quick. Don't fall into another love shit. Oh, we done. You got into too quick. Break up and make back. Wait some time, 2 months, 3 months, or whatever time you want to wait. But that's because you know the love is still there. You still love that person. When you see them with somebody else, you're going in a pain. So don't do that. Don't run into a new one too quick. Give it some time.
Agreed. Moving on too quick. Sometimes we bring our old baggage into the new situation, or as the caller says, the new love ship. Bringing the old situation into the new one. Take it some time for yourself, like one of the posters on WhatsApp said, before moving on. What's the best way to get over a breakup? Topic of the day this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning.
When I hear breakup, I would think it's permanent.
Okay.
Because husband and a wife, they might be little quarrels because according to what I used to hear as a young girl, teeth and tongue must meet. People will have differences, they will have little arguments. So when I hear breakup, it's permanent. Now, you seem to confine it to boyfriend, girlfriend rather than husband, wife. So let's say it's boyfriend, girlfriend.
Because husband and wife doesn't really break up.
Right, that's what I mean. So let's leave it to boyfriend, girlfriend.
Right.
One, each person should ask him or herself, did I make the right choice? Did I want that relationship to be permanent, to get somewhere where we could be together forever? What was the basis for that relationship? And if you cannot find any good reason why you got into that relationship, what did you want from it? What's happening? Can I go ahead with this? Can I live with this for the rest of my life if I continue or if I go back? You have to ask yourself a lot of questions. And the best thing to do, as two of your callers intimated earlier, allow Christ in it. Because you see, a lot of us live and we don't realize there is two forces of power in the world. The force of darkness and the force of light. And the darkness doesn't want anything good for human beings. And so if we do not have the light in us, the darkness will dominate and it will destroy. Because the author of the darkness come to steal, kill, and destroy. So nothing good will happen unless Christ is in the relationship. A lot of people in a marriage relationship and they're not happy, because of the devil inside that relationship, and they just maybe ashamed to break up, or they don't want to separate, or because of the children, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people are suffering in relationships, not because the partners are not meant to be together, but because the enemy is fighting to destroy it. So I would say, if you search yourself, why did I get in it? Am I in the right position? Is the fault mine or his, or is it mine or hers? And sort yourself out, get to know the Lord, and start over with Christ. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I agree with that the reflection part. A lot of times you hear people say that's the one that got away, or we broke up. Sometimes you hear, I don't know why we broke up, or no, we haven't had the breakup conversation. But reflecting on why you got into the relationship could go a long way. That would let you know if you need to break up to make up or break up for good. That's a good point, to reflect on your reason for getting into the relationship to figure out your next step. I inside, Miss J. I inside. Back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Blossom. Thanks for having me on the line.
Morning.
Yes, good morning. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am.
Right, this breakup business that, them man does do some bad things and some wrong things, right? When the woman leaves them, right, and the woman has some strength for him or a child for him, they say they go and look for the child behind the woman. The woman don't want to leave the woman alone, right? If the woman wants to, the woman go come by you again, right? And when she come by you, ain't go too far, right? Stay as far as possible, right? So, anything you have, give her and then just finish. Because why? When they don't want you, one they don't want you. All right, back to you on the air.
Back to you on the air. Thank you very much. Sometimes women just do bad things too, Ladies we can't put all the blame on the men. Sometimes we just get on. Sometimes we just cause it, as the young people saying. Women do bad things too. But the point that he made about leaving the people alone, I ain't saying women, leave the people alone. If they want to dally out of the relationship, this mentality of if I can't have you, nobody can have you, I hate it with a passion. It is detrimental to a lot of people. Mentally, you and the person you feel you can't live without. Leave them, let them go. Leave them, let them go. Okay, all right. Back by the phone lines. The best way to get over a relationship, a breakup, Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I think the question is big. I think it should be more specific so then you could get a better response.
Specific to?
Specific when you're talking about relationship, because there's a lot of relationships. So you have to be specific, then you'll get a better response. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay. Be more specific in what way, in terms of what kind of breakup or what kind of relationship. I'm not exactly sure which specific I should be specific with. Let me think about it. Let me go back by the phone lines in the meantime. Good morning.
Blossom.
Morning.
How are you, my girl?
I'm good. How are you?
Good enough.
Nice.
No, Blossom, I don't know, but something that has really get me. Okay, I'll just be upset with it. Like anytime a disagreement come up between a man and a woman, anytime any quarrel and disagreement is always the man that is at fault, and that has get me really really upset. Serious, it's like serious, because it's man and woman, both of them do wrong things. Both of them, is at fault. But it's like any time, any separation come up, any disagreement come, any division come, any quarrel, anything, is like the man that is at fault, and that will get me really, really, really upset. Honestly speaking, and it's like this, and it's like it's the norm. Then it's like the norm of it's like. That thing becomes so natural that it's like whether the woman wrong or she right or the thing, it's like the man that is at fault, And trust me, that is getting me really, really, really upset. And this thing needs to change, Yeah, it really, really, really needs to change. We need to see the thing as it is. If the woman wrong, say she's wrong. Not if, but when she's wrong, say she's wrong, but it's like it's the norm. So this thing really, really need to change. Thank you.
Caller, I would tend to agree with you a little bit. Sometimes when somebody say we break up, we done, they would ask, what you do? So I could understand where you're coming from, but let me say 6 out of 10 times, it's the man. 6 out of 10. I didn't say 10 out of 10. I didn't say 9 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Because let's be real, women, like I said, we just do some kind of thing sometimes. But the men, not all. I can see the men strupsing and shaking their head. Eh? Not all men are at fault all the time. As I said, women just do some kind of things. But the men, ... But the men. Let me go back by the social media. Somebody says the best way to empty yourself of all the grievances, then walk away with your head held high and your heart free. Best way to empty yourself is to empty yourself of the grievances, walk away with your head held high. Yeah, get over it. And there's somebody calling me on the WhatsApp. We cannot take calls on the WhatsApp. Just empty and walk away with your head high and your heart free. I like the heart free part. Revisiting a relationship after a breakup is not always good. We are human. Depending on what caused the breakup, we will remember the issues, and that can bring back memories you can live without. Point. Not all relationships are meant to be rekindled. Not all relationships, not just boyfriend, girlfriend, friendships as well too, eh? Not all are meant to be rekindled. That's a serious point. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, everyone is different. Going into a new relationship is some people's way of dealing with a breakup, eventually allowing them to forget about the breakup. Okay. So the new relationship will distract you from the old relationship and the breakup. Okay. I guess it works for some people. Let me go back by the phone lines. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Not too bad.
Right, have a great day.
You too.
Okay, I think what that lady was asking for, that she said specific, she wanted you to see in what kind of relationship. It is a common law relationship or is it a marriage relationship? Because see, there is a division there. Common law is where you choose, if you feel you have the wrong person, you walk away. You don't fight. I want to leave, let me leave. In marriage, you have to work it out. So there's a difference there. But for the gentleman who says he have a problem with this thing, you shouldn't have a problem because you see, men seek after ladies. The ladies don't seek after men. And you have to be the right person as you search for the right person. So you have to be right as a leader. No, if you get into that kind of scenario and you marry, then eventually you should what you call train that person, to guide that person to the person that you want to be. That's what you have to do. And if you fail to do that, then you are the mistake, not the lady. Because you have to be perfect, as we say, or strive for the perfection that you want. And then you get the other person to follow you. And if you're a good leader, you will attain that. So don't give the women the blame and don't blame yourself. So if you're having that problem, you have to step back and say, am I the right person? And why did I get into that relationship? Did I see it coming? So that's your problem. You have to fix it. That's what you have to do in a marriage. In a marriage, you've got to fix it because you have to be right first. And then if you feel, well, you didn't get the right person, you have to train them up to the person that you want to be. See? That's where the problem is. Have a great day.
Thank you, caller. I understand what you're saying about the difference between a husband and wife and boyfriend and girlfriend. But yes, we say marriage is forever till death do us part, but not all marriages are meant, I firmly believe, not all marriages are meant to last a lifetime. Sometimes you just don't gel. Sometimes you just don't gel. Facts is facts. Just as how boyfriend and girlfriend could end because of irreconcilable differences, I truly believe marriages could stand the same fate. Not all the time, not in all situations. There are marriages that could be fixed and worked on, but there are others where you just cannot get along, or it's abusive, it's just not mentally healthy for either party. Not all. I truly believe that. So just break up, whether it's marriage or boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, how to get over that breakup. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Lots of what I'm going to say is going to be just right in line with what you just said, because from a child, I have always been wondering what people mean when they say the marriage has broken down irretrievably. And I also want to say that there are relationships that may have lasted for one day, right? And what those people experience in one day, people live together 10 and 20 years of experience, and yet you have people breaking up after 40 years. Have a good day now.
Exactly. True. I could get more out of a 5-day relationship than I could out of a 5-year one. That's true. It depends on the people involved. Somebody on WhatsApp says, we're all humans, whether male or female, and some take longer than others to heal. You're going through a breakup, so whoever that person is, honey, it's okay to cry and let it all out, but don't ever sit in it because it'll be overbearing after a while for one's body. Wipe those tears. Sis, stand up, my brother, and remind thyself that they are fearfully and wonderfully made by God. Pray about what you're going through, and it's also good to talk to someone. Like I always say, communication is key, especially with that partner. Doesn't matter if it's for a break or forever. Then again, one should always know their worth within the relationship and individually. Love yourself first, always. Have a blessed day. I like it. I like it, sister. Morning. I like it, sister. Well said indeed. Just have to take some time. Not all rules are for everybody. Different people have different ways. Good morning. Relationship is in many ways you say that you are asking me to come to you in that manner. It will take a lot for me to be long term. The other part is when who wants to leave and bad words is used in each day. I ain't sure I understand what you're saying. I'll have to read it over. Somebody says, Lord, I'll have to start that topic. Who is largely responsible for breakups? All you have to do is look around and see how many men have children with multiple women, and these women as single mothers have to raise kids on their own. The black man has failed black women in general. Lord, that is the next topic for another topic of the day. I like where it's going, to be honest. Who's responsible? But we have women who have children for different fathers too, you know. I'm not saying that it's on the same scale, but we can't just generalize. It is 7:02. Let me, I wonder if I should take that phone call. No, I can't take that phone call. Time is of the essence. Let me go by Facebook. To date, another person where, let me start over. To date another person, why? Because the person who listening on the other end, you will always end up dating them, which becomes a healing process during that time. But most of that time is an infatuation relationship with that other person, which would not last. Okay, yes, what do they call it again? A bounce back? Not bounce back. Rebound relationship. Yeah, sometimes they don't last. Good morning. I think it is to cry your way to healing because crying heals all wounds all the time. Somebody says, reflect on the good and bad times and cry your way through healing. Somebody says they can't understand how we break up and we're not vexed. Yes, people do break up with no animosity. They could realize that they're not good for each other. Please note we ain't have to be fighting as two bulls. Exactly. People can break up amicably. I believe so. And let me read these final two comments. I believe that too shall pass. No one got you like you. Some people are just blind in lust and feel it is love. I like this one. Nobody got you like you. You'll be able to bounce back. And it's not a hard and fast rule how long it would take either. It could take a day, could take a week, could take a year. Not everybody's the same. On that note, we're going to end this morning's topic of the day. I'm liking where this is going. New topic to be introduced tomorrow. It's time to join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Stick and stay. Classic 105.5, 105.9. Those of you leaving us, have a good Tuesday. Stick right here, the GBN, channel 711 and 20.
fine of up to $150. Travel to work for those who can't work from home. The supermarket